What is the economic impact of the Super Bowl to a city, or more specifically, Phoenix, Arizona? Because this is the Everything Phoenix channel, guys. I am Kelly Cook. Thank you for joining our YouTube live. We really appreciate everyone who jumps on. We try to do Thursdays either at lunchtime, 12:30, or towards the end of the day around 4 o'clock, guys. So thank you always for tuning in to our Everything Live, where we try to drop all kinds of meat and potato information for you, so we don't just dance around about a bunch of fluff, right? We give you data because we are big on data over drama, right? On this Everything Phoenix YouTube Live. So thank you again for joining us, guys. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl, which is right around the corner, to be exact, like in 4 days, right? Or less than that, if you're talking about what time of day we're actually airing this. So, guys, the Super Bowl is right around the corner. It's the biggest sporting event in the entire world, at least for one day. The World Cup is pretty big too. Let's be clear, right? And generates a ton of income over a period of many, many days. So we're excited about it, guys. Super Bowl 57 is coming, and we're going to go over that and the economic impact it has or it will have for Phoenix here this week or this weekend alone. And then we're going to cover the market update, guys. We're going to hit the market update. Things are interesting, right? Rates are doing a little yo-yo act, right? They're misbehaving a little bit here. So what does that mean here over the next couple weeks in terms of, if it's a smart time to buy or not, or maybe sell, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, we all know it's the saying that everyone loves a seller's market. Now, I said everyone. Yeah, but how about buyers? Yeah, buyers do too, guys. Think about it. No one likes to catch a falling knife, right? So people who are actually looking to get a good deal, how do they know when it's a good enough deal? They don't, because you can't time the bottom. Now, you can't time the top either, but everyone loves a seller's market because a seller can still go, hey, look, or a buyer can still go, I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna buy this house, and let's see how much further it goes up, guys. So love to see and that's why people love to see, even if you're buying, a slowly consistent appreciating housing market, guys. And so that's what we're heading back towards, we think, right now. But we'll see what happens, guys, because we have rates that are kind of yo-yoing still a little bit based upon all kinds of economic data, right? So let's jump right in, guys. We're going to talk about the economic impact the Super Bowl has, because that is extremely important, right? Because it's right around the corner, guys. And the Super Bowl is, in fact, if you saw the title for this, right, it was $1 billion economic impact. Is that true? Is it really a billion with a B? We think so. In fact, here's a article from Arizona State University, right? That it's an expert, of course, that predicts the big game and other high profile events are a win for the state or the city they're being hosted in, right? So here we go. 8 years ago, the Super Bowl and related events produced a gross economic impact of $719 million in this region here, guys. This year's big game, combined with the Waste Management Phoenix Open, guys, that's the PGA Tour event, right? It's happening right now. I mean, literally right now, day one of the 4-day golf tournament. By the way, for those of you guys who don't know golf, they have 4-day tournaments. Now, the Live Tour, which is a new one that came on last year, very controversial, right, in terms of who, Saudi money that's sponsoring them and all kinds of stuff. They actually play 54 holes. They play 3 days of golf. They condense a little more, and they try to make the purses or the payouts a little larger. PGA Tour still does 4-day events, 72 holes, and that's happening right now. It's Thursday as we speak right now. And guys, if you have not been to the Waste Management Phoenix Open, you have got to check it out sometime. I don't care where you live in the world. You need to fly in, check it out. It's the People's Open, the greatest show on grass. Number 16 is the loudest hole on planet Earth when it comes to golf. It is a coliseum. It is fully enclosed, par 3, and it is just outstanding with what they turn that into for this time of year. So check it out, guys. And it's one place in golf you can be loud. You can be loud, and they love you for it, right? You don't have to be shh, golf voice, golf clap. You can be loud. And so people like me who are football fans who are used to it being loud, right, love that kind of golf. So check it out. People's Open, right? It's happening right now. And then, of course, you have Car Week, right? You're going to throw in Car Week. Barrett Jackson, Russo and Still, I think they still come here, right? And a few other people do some classic car auctions. It's all happening around the same time. And just so happens the Super Bowl and the Phoenix Open are the exact same weekend, which is crazy bananas, right? It's expected to help the Valley, Phoenix of the Sun, the Phoenix area here, Valley of the Sun, surpass the $1 billion mark. Hello. That is huge. Okay. But what does that mean? Jobs, right? And what does that mean for that employment, companies, the local citizens, right, who live in the area? We call ourselves Phoenicians, right? So this guy right here is kind of known for tracking the financial impact specifically of Super Bowls and big events, right? So we know it was 719 million because it's obviously past tense. We know what that produced for Phoenix in 2015 when the Super Bowl came here last. Um, but this guy did some research and he's thinking $1 billion is going to be the financial impact to the state. Pretty crazy. Okay, so right here, I've researched the impact of Super Bowls and the Phoenix Open, but that's a fair assumption. Two participating teams, 90 to 110,000 visiting fans and their families to these events. The NFL, the media, 5,800 people visiting for the media alone. And here we go. The sales revenue on the sales tax alone will amount to about $26 million. Wow. That's incredible. Okay. From a job standpoint, let's see here. I read that. Here we go. How many jobs are created in these series of events? Okay. Well, you get the hotels, the bars, the restaurants, and all these people that temporarily staff up to meet this demand, right? There's short-term boost to employment. Okay. To estimate the ripple effects of the infusion of new dollars into the local economy, economists, thank you, use input-output models. This is boring stuff, right? But what it means is this, okay? What it means is this. It will generate somewhere around 6,700 job years of employment in Arizona, okay? Now, it's not the same as a job, but job years, okay? So, for example, I love this example. Cliff Kingsbury, who's now fired, by the way, who was the head coach for the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals football team, right? Had 4 job years of employment as Arizona Cardinals head coach, but only 1 actual job, okay? So there's no Pro Bowl in Arizona. The Pro Bowl this year was in Las Vegas, so they got a big impact for that. But 6,700 job years of employment is enormous for our local economy, right? So this is good stuff. And so, they ask some other questions here. Are there downturns or downsides, downsides to hosting this event? And this is kind of an interesting article. You can definitely go there and Google it yourself. It's actually pretty cool. But they're talking about, why the Valley of the Sun is an attractive place for high-profile sporting events because we get the Final Four in college basketball as well. And it's the obvious stuff, guys. It's the weather, right? It's the greatest show on grass comes here, right? It's they said right here. It's interesting. They said the only thing they really missed out on so far is the 2026 FIFA World Cup, but they're going to keep trying, okay? Because they're trying to get the World Cup to be hosted here in Phoenix, which would be pretty cool. A lot of international flair because right now, guys, Phoenix doesn't have a huge international flair. It's not Los Angeles. It's not New York. It's not Chicago. It's not San Francisco or Seattle, right? We don't have a lot of international buyers on real estate for our luxury homes really coming into Phoenix to actually buy some of these big, properties up, which is interesting, right? Because it has a lot of great things going for it. But we don't. That's probably going to change at some point, I would imagine, because we're pretty close to the West Coast. So, a lot of Asian buyers don't come here right now, but that probably will happen at some point. Instead, we have a lot of domestic American buyers that are purchasing second homes, that sort of stuff, but live elsewhere and not necessarily in Phoenix. So that's interesting how that works. This article right here was a little bit more of the same, and it talks about hotel room rates. Obviously, are a lot higher when the event like this comes into town, and so on and so forth. So nothing really new there. So, anyways, that's that. Now let's jump over to the market. What's the market doing? And then we'll jump back with some cool stuff on other things that are happening with this weekend, with the Super Bowl and so on and so forth, guys. But let's jump in the market because you also come here for market data because I'm assuming you want to know or know how to make your best, most informed decision. I'm going to pause for a second, guys, and just say again, as always, please let us know where you're listening from. There's a lot of people here listening on today's episode. I know some of you guys are shy. Go ahead and put your name in there. Let us know where you're listening from. I love to know where people are tuning in from, and maybe we can, kind of cater that data that way. As well, let's ask some questions. Ask some questions. I'd love to answer those for you on this YouTube live, right? That's what we're here. That's what we're doing this for, guys, to inform and to have a conversation, right? Even though I'm talking into a webcam, have a conversation with you guys in some, the new modern way here at the YouTube, right? All right, so here we go. February 8th, interest rates look stable during January, but they have started misbehaving. Love that word. in the first week of February. It all looked fine on February 2nd when the Fed came out and spoke about their increased benchmark rate of 0.25%, 25 basis points. However, the average 30-year rate has now jumped up to 6.4. Is that true? Let's go look at our friends at Mortgage News Daily. Here we go. Right here, guys. Right now, remember we saw last time we did YouTube Live last week, it was 5.99, if I remember correctly, right? We were under 6. Oh no, we jumped up a little bit. It's been down here, recently today because they move on a minute by minute basis, really. But you can see this yo-yo, right? And it kind of scooped right back up. But we were down there, close to 6 or under 6 just for a second there. The jumbo is at 6, which is nice, right? On average, 15-year fix is at 5.52. Okay. In this article here, mortgage rates recover slightly but remain elevated. Okay. So, it talks about this at first, right? Put things in perspective. Right now we're around 6 and it's going to fluctuate up and down around that. But guys, let's talk about really quick. When is the next time we really think rates are going to probably make a jump? Okay. For the better, like maybe kind of more permanently go down. And guys, right now the big month that we're all looking towards, all of us in the real estate industry, is May. Okay, May is when the next CPI index comes out, and a couple other reports are going to actually come out next in May. And so a lot of people think that they're kind of assuming that will be the next time. Hopefully, rates kind of take a nosedive, if you will, right, a little bit, right, and somewhat on a permanent basis. So that's what everyone's thinking. In fact, a lot of lenders are actually offering, not a lot, but some are offering. Our lender we work with, our partner, is offering this, that if you do get a loan right now and you buy a house or whatever, right, and you get a loan right now, they are offering for 6 months from the time you close on your house a no-cost refinance until, for 6 months until, that happens. So that time passes. Because why? Because they think, like a lot of people, that in May, rates will possibly drop down. And if so, they're going to do a no-cost refinance to get you to get you the ability to take advantage of that new or lower rate, right? So that's another sign. These little signs, guys, that actually let us know kind of what the market is thinking, the quote unquote market, right? The smart money. And so that's another sign that rates probably come May, come middle second quarter, right, will potentially start to go down and maybe stay closer in hopefully the mid 5s, maybe around 5. We'll see what happens, but that's kind of what the market is looking forward or towards right now. So if you're going to jump in and buy a house between now and let's say May, at least now in the next 6 months, if you use the correct lender, you can have the reassurance to know that if rates drop between now and 6 months later, for no cost, you have a refinance at your disposal in which you can now take advantage of that new lower rate when that hopefully comes out in May or June or July or sometime in the next several months. Okay. So that's good news. That's a good news. Okay. I think it's really good news. Some reassurance, right? That's what people really want. Okay. So let's share my screen here. Let's go back to the Cromford Report and let's talk about what the market is doing. Okay. So where's it going to go from now? No one knows. We talked about May, but what's going to happen between now and May? Well, if you have a way to hedge it with a no cost refi, that will certainly help. People are still doing buy downs. Okay. Sellers are still offering concessions on homes that people are buying. We just wrote an offer for a client just yesterday, and we were able to get a good sizable concession from the seller to do a rate buy down. So that is very, very real as well. Okay. On February 7th, we're going to switch gears here from the rates because we kind of beat that horse dead a little bit, right? It seems a bit silly these days to refer to Open Door and OfferPad as iBuyers. They are still the I, but they are doing very little buying, right? They are I sellers right now. That's really the word of these companies that are named iBuyers, right? Right now, they think that Open Door still has around 1,500 homes or so, which represents a 6 to 7 month supply at the current sales rate. Okay, probably twice as many homes as they would ideally want. So, if you take that information, you look at the marketplaces within the Phoenix area that are still very advantageous to buy. I'm glad you asked. There they are. Okay. Places like Buckeye, 57.1 is the market index for Buckeye. It's only a 10% increase. 10% still good, but it's still 57.1, right? Then you look at Maricopa, okay? these lowest increase in Scottsdale, it's more of a seller's market, so maybe not as great of a place to buy if you're just looking for a pure deal, right? But Buckeye and Maricopa right now, in my opinion, looking at this graph, are the two best places. Okay. So if you're looking to buy, and you can find a property you want to buy and it's owned by Open Door or OfferPad, you're poised to get a good deal, right? It's a good setup. And if you're an investor and you're kind of agnostic and don't really have an emotional attachment to what property it is necessarily, then this could be a really good option, right? Because get the Open Door house instead of the one owned by mom and pop, because you're gonna get a better deal because they're going to sell the house, right? Mom and pop may decide to leave it there for a while in terms of the price, or not sell it at all at the end of the day. Okay, so if we go back up here, um, that's the iBuyer thing. Okay, reasons to be cheerful. February 5th, we talked about some of this stuff here, but this is also interesting because talked about sales volumes are low, prices are down from last time this year, but dollar volume is higher than it was in February of 2020, which is crazy because that was just 3 years ago. If we take a look at our graph here, right, which is accepted contracts versus back on the market, this is a good thing. This is showing you the velocity of transactions is occurring, which is really, really good, right? Look at this jump here, guys. So back on December 25th, Christmas Day, go figure, right? It hit a low on Christmas Day. No one's looking to buy real estate at Christmas. Look at this, 807, and now literally just, I don't know, what is that? 1 month later, it is 2015, guys, accept the contracts. This is very, very good. We're back at the same rate we were somewhere around, look at this, in May, before the market kind of started to go down, 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 down. So this is good, guys. It's a good projection of where the market is heading right now. Now the question becomes, right, will it remain? And I think it will because of all the events, all the good weather. The spring training is coming. The Arabian Horse Show, all these events are happening across the Phoenix Valley area between now and, let's say, call it April to May. So, and typically we have that run like we talked about when it comes to home sales and transaction counts going up and up and up. So these are all positive signs, okay? And I think it's going to stay there for a while, unless these mortgages bounce up to 7, like we saw, or plus 7 plus, like we saw in October. I don't know that it's going to curtail anything for Phoenix alone. Okay, can't speak for other markets across the country. Weather plays a huge role. Population migration plays a huge role, and it's not Phoenix. Okay, so if we go into some commentary here on the Cromford Report, nothing earth-shattering right here, but it talks about all the new markets here, listings. Okay, compared to last year, up 220%. That's a good thing. We need some more options out there, because, guys, a lot of people are looking to buy it, but they're like, there's no inventory, there's no options. There actually are from a number standpoint, but to have more come on the market would not be a bad thing right now. And then, CCBS, UCB, they're actually up as well. That means that's really good because these are homes that are going under contract. Pending listings under contract, actually down, okay, but up 40% from 367 last month, which is really good, right? Down from last year because the market was on fire this time last year, right? And now it's down, but it's up 40% from last month, which is really good. So you have some really good stuff that are happening, right? That's going on right now, okay? The appropriate emotional reaction to the market has now changed from despair in December to skepticism in January and relief in February. We look forward to hope building during March. So hope is the next cycle that we're all hoping for in March, right? Meaning the recovery's here. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to jump back over here, guys, to the Phoenix Business Journal, because this is some cool stuff that's happening, right? The halftime show. You guys know who's playing the halftime show? It's Rihanna. Okay. It's Rihanna. All right. So let's go back over here. Here we go. This is what the stadium is going to look like, right, for this week's big game. The NFL builds out new luxury suites. Okay. Some will be permanent. There we go. All right, so demand for luxury and premium seating at Super Bowl 57 is so high, the NFL is customizing State Farm Stadium with dozens of new seating options for the big game on Sunday, right? It's interesting the kind of money that's coming into town for this thing, right? And every place for the most part, right? But because of inflation over the last couple of years, a lot of the rich have got richer because that's what inflation does. And so, oops, I'm clicking on the thumbnails here, right? Let's go. What do I do? All right. Well, here's some pictures while we're here. of what downtown looks like, right? Of Phoenix, if you want to take a look. And there's a stadium and all the preps going on. Look at that. That is cool, right? That's what the stadium is going to look like for the big toaster oven for the big game. All right, let's go to Rihanna, right? I just spoiled it if you didn't know. She is the halftime show, okay? And it's interesting what they're talking about here. Apple Music looks to reimagine the Super Bowl halftime experience, right? So what's Apple Music up to? Okay, they are moved to sponsorship to a new level, right? They are doing some cool stuff with some of the players, some of the former players, right? And they are creating playlists for players, right? And all kinds of good stuff, right? Which is really really cool. So leveraging Apple's reach to attract, excuse me, new viewers, right? They had a 5-month runway to prepare for this year's game, but its plans include Apple Music Radio carrying live broadcasts, okay? A halftime show recap, and a 10-part series about past halftime shows, and 8-episode series about Rihanna's cultural impact, all right? They're going to release 32 NFL team-specific playlists, as well as a warm-up playlist designed by Travis Kelce of the Chiefs and Dak Prescott, the quarterback for the Cowboys, guys. So you can just tap into what they're listening to pregame. Kind of cool. That's one of your favorite players, right? I think it's kind of cool. And of course, Rihanna's just doing big things, right? Sponsorship dollars, and talks about some really cool stuff that Apple is doing. What else? Frito-Lay, Pepsi among halftime show sponsors. That's nothing new there. They are huge. I mean, some of the commercials, guys, are going to be awesome, right? I saw a preview of some of the commercials. They're going to be really, really cool. Okay. Let's go over here. What else we got going on? AirShare sees its businesses soar ahead of the big game. So AirShare is one of these companies that does private jets, right? And of course, you can obviously share some of the stuff with the flights with other people, and makes it very, very cost affordable. This is very, very short episode, right? Unfortunately, guys, or article. Let's jump over to State Farm. Okay, they ups the ante on the Super Bowl food beverage offering. So, guys, they're going to not have whatever you normally see in State Farm Stadium. They're going to have a lot better stuff, right? It's going to be awesome. So here we go. If you're a foodie, all right, here we go. It's going to talk about some stuff. Otis Humor, the corporate executive chef for Craft Culinary Concepts, right? They've been working on a menu for months for the big game, and it's going to be good stuff. So bring your wallet. It's going to be not cheap, right? Let's see what they're doing here. Okay, here we go. His favorite new item is the spicy Korean fried chicken sandwich. Okay, with aioli and I can't even pronounce that word. Kimchi slaw. Wow. Okay, so Navajo land, fry bread, avocado toast, hello, and lobster tacos. That's what I'm talking about. If I go to the Super Bowl, I'm expecting to get some of that stuff, right? And to see it on the menu. That's what I expect, because the Super Bowl is the premier place to be for a sports entertainment game. Okay, it's not a regular audience, so you have to obviously up your game, right? A lot of corporate partners and sponsors, and he expects the expectation a guest has coming from the Super Bowl is an elevated experience. So we put a lot more time and effort to come up with innovative menu items that we think are going to go over very well. So, guys, if you're going and look at some of the pictures here, man, it looks really, really good. Ooh. And there's the gentleman in charge of this whole deal for the food. The amount of money that goes in, guys, to just little things like this is crazy, right? It's crazy how much time, money, and effort goes in this. This is the picture of the spicy green fried chicken sandwich, by the way. I'm getting really hungry looking at that. I will say that. Okay. All right. So last but not least, I want to show you something here real quick. I thought it was kind of cool for those people who are interested in hotels and traveling. If you're an AC Hotel Marriott person, this just sold for $67 million, guys. So it's interesting out there. I have a good friend who actually works in the financing of the hotel industry, and on that side. And he said right now that it's interesting to see what happens with the hotel world over the next several months, because there's a lot of money out there that's been lended to a lot of buyers. Good deals, by the way. Nothing bad, he said. But there's so much money out there that a lot of the regulators and whatnot are trying to hold back some of the big banks and big lending institutions from offering more and more financing out there for big hotels and big deals like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that over the next, say, 6 months or so, because they want some of that money to flow through the market, right, and get out through the economy, right? So that is interesting. In Central Phoenix, Phoenix Children's Hospital expanded its hospital campus at Thomas Road and 20th Street, okay, adding 212 square feet to increase the amount of clinical space inpatient beds, and clinical exam rooms. The 10th floor of the patient care tower has been sitting vacant as shelled space since the hospital had a $538 million tower renovation, or addition, I should say, completed in 2011. It is now open with 49 patient beds. Pretty cool. They thought with the end in mind. Love that. Okay. And it goes on to talk about some apartment deals and CVS Health, and affordable housing, and Mark Taylor. There's a lot going on, guys, when it comes to commercial development in Phoenix right now, currently. All right. So, guys, we got a big game coming up. I want to talk about a couple of parties here that are happening in the Phoenix area, Scottsdale area, for the Super Bowl. Okay. Here's just some of the stuff that's going on for the Super Bowl here in Phoenix. Okay. All right. We have Shaq's Funhouse. Okay. It's going to be at the Talking Stick Resort in Scottsdale. You have 11, which is transforming the Maya Day Club and nightclub into a nightclub, like as if you're in South Beach, right? Or Miami, right? It's pretty crazy. We have Rolling Stone Live. We have the Sports Illustrated party going on at Talking Stick as well on the 11th of February. We have the Gronk Beach Party. Guys, if I was, I don't know, maybe about 20 years younger, I'd probably be there, to be honest with you. It looked pretty fun in Vegas. I watched a couple of things on that. But he's putting a party out on the 11th, and rappers 21 Savage and Little John and DJ Diplo are going to perform there, apparently. And they have some sort of beach going on with some sand, turning into like South Beach or, I don't know, LA or something, right? And then you have Maxim with a big game party, okay? And then you have GQ Sports. They're having a party here on the 11th in Scottsdale as well at the Clayton House in Old Town. And then you have the big game watch party, where Bo Jackson, D'Angelo Williams, and Doug Flutie are scheduled to be there to sign autographs and shake hands. That is going to be at the Talking Stick Resort as well in Scottsdale, actually on the 12th, right? The day of the game. So there's all kinds of stuff to go see. I mean, it's incredible, guys. And on top of that, let me just that's just Scottsdale, okay? On top of that, Scottsdale will actually, or in Old Town Scottsdale, ESPN is filming live on set. What is it called? Get Up, First Take, Sports Center, NFL Live, the next couple days, right? Leading up to the big game. So that's pretty cool. If you're bored or you just want to see how a live set works with people, live television across the country, go down to Old Town Scottsdale and see Stephen A. Smith and all these personalities from ESPN speak about all the different NFL stuff and sports in general, right? By the way, big trade for the Phoenix Suns. For the NBA fans out there, our Phoenix Suns just got Kevin Durant. Woo! So look out. That just happened this morning. All right. Also, if you like music, the Footprint Center, where the Phoenix Suns play, by the way, in downtown Phoenix, they're having a music fest starting tonight. And Paramore is playing down there tonight. And then Dave Matthews Band tomorrow night on the 10th. And on the 11th, Imagine Dragons as well as Kane Brown, the country singer, is all playing on the 11th down at Footprint Center. So, guys, all kinds of stuff. NFL Honors is going on actually tonight as well at Phoenix Hall or Symphony Hall in Phoenix, downtown Phoenix as well. They're nominating all the people, all the awards that players are getting for the season of 2022. And then a Taste of the NFL, speaking of food, right, is happening on the 11th at 4 p.m. at Chateau Lux in Phoenix. All right, tickets are only $675. Not a big deal, right? Not a big deal. Chump change. But if you want some good food and want to be around some good people, some NFL players, etc., that's your jam right there. That you want to hit that up for sure. And then every day from the 8th, starting yesterday, through the 11th on Saturday, there's a movie down at Wild Horse Pass in Chandler called The Perfect 10. And guys, this is pretty cool because did you know there's only 10 players in the history of football that have ever won the Heisman Trophy and have been inducted into the Hall of Fame? That's pretty cool. Hey, Lori, what's going on here? Thanks for commenting. Fly, Eagles, fly. Oh, okay. We've got an Eagles fan in the house. Guys, I put a challenge out on my YouTube video that just went live on our channel yesterday, okay, about the Super Bowl. And I put a challenge out for anyone to go on there and predict who's going to win the game. Chiefs or Eagles, who's it going to be? And if you get the winner right, you also have to put down with your prediction of who's going to win the game, the score. What will the final score be? And if somebody who guesses the correct winner, as well as the closest total points for the score combined, you will win a prize with a little Arizona flair. Okay, so looking forward to seeing who will comment below our video. Go there, check it out. It's called Super Bowl 57. It was published yesterday on our Everything Phoenix channel. And predict, or you can do it here. Just go ahead and comment below what your prediction is for who's going to win and what the score will be. Okay, we're gonna give someone lucky winner a prize for that. All right, and guys, last but not least, we are very, very thankful for you guys joining our channel. There's so much going on, especially in Phoenix right now, guys. So I appreciate your time is valuable, and thank you for joining our channel. Please subscribe, like us, ring that bell, get us out there to more people. We really appreciate you guys and everything you do for us at Everything Phoenix channel here. And guys, be on the lookout, right? We're gonna be doing more and more cool stuff like this. But I think my personal prediction, here's my prediction. Okay. I think the Eagles are gonna win. Okay. It's going to be more of a team effort. Patrick Mahomes has a high ankle sprain. I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but I got the Eagles winning the game over the Chiefs. And my final prediction is going to be 30-21. There you go. You heard it here first. Total of 51 points scored. Let's see if I am right or wrong. Let's see what happens. Okay. But guys, thank you very much. As always, YouTube live every Thursday, either 12:30, 4. Always check your dial. Check your, make sure you like us here and subscribe so you get that notification sent to you. And guys, thank you very much. Thank you for the economic impact that this makes in our local community. $1 billion. Let's tune in a few weeks after they tally up everything and see if we actually hit $1 billion, guys. That would be so cool for Phoenix, right? Thank you, guys. Put us on the map. Really appreciate you. And until next time, be good.